Hello everyone, and in this video we are going to make this menu. So if I click on it, you could see 5 columns pop up. When you hover on it, it expands, and then we got 5 texts which pops up like this. And it is good menu for something that has like lots of stuff. But even if you don't have lots of stuff, you could actually use like this rest of the column as an image, or you could add any image, icon, anything that you want in here just for design purposes, and only have like your main menu around here. You could just add like extra info around here, just video playing or anything. You don't even have to add like the same images. You could add any color too, like you could make it colored columns like this, and it is a cool looking menu. And again, this also is available in my 7 animated templates, so modern menu. So I've already created the video for the first 4, how to do the first 4 menus. This one is also created. I will be posting this soon. And then this is the 6th one, and then next video we will create the 7th one like this. One thing to keep in mind that you could see that if I click on it and if I try to scroll, I can scroll right now, and we will need to disable that scrolling feature. And whether you want to disable the scrolling feature or not is based on how your header is set up. So for this one, if I click on it, you could see I'm not able to scroll. There is some slight scrolling, but that is simply because this bar is showing, this top bar. But in the live page it would not show. Check in incognito or user, so this admin bar would not show, and there would not be this slide scrolling. But remember that this non-scrolling effect should only be used if your header is static. And what I mean is this header is static. You could see if I scroll it doesn't show, but if your header was, let's say, if you go into motion effects and then do top sticky, or if you do like position fixed like this, you could say it is now sticky. And based on that, the way you make this changes a bit. So let's just get started. First we'll create for the static one, and then we will change it to sticky one. And I think if you have Elementor Pro, and if you're planning to use this sticky effect top, then you could actually just use the first method too. So it's same, it's not like too big of a difference. So let's just get started. So first thing first, I have a header which has left container and then right container, and then in that header I have set 50 padding on left and right like this. And I'm also going to make it like some specific size, so 100. And now we are using for static one. So first thing first, we are going to select our container, right one, and add an HTML widget in that. So you could see it kind of stretched it up. We will actually change this to be using this icon. So let me just go in here. Let me copy all of this stuff, and in this HTML we will paste this. All code will be in description. And actually we can customize this a lot. So we can change the borders, we can change the border color if you want any border color, if you want a background color, how thick the lines you want, how spaced these lines you want. And when we click on it, you could also choose like which color and which color of the border, and this should change. But I've already shown how to do that in my previous video, which is going to be for this one. So this 5th one video, you could actually find how to do the customization for this icon, and I don't want to record it again and again. So you could check the starting part of this video and you will find how to customize this icon. So for this icon, we will actually use the CSS class DM toggle full to. So go into advanced and add this. Then we will create another container. So you could see, and here we will create however much you want. So for this video, I'm just making 4, but in the template I've created 5. So it's up to you if you want to create 4, 5 or anything. Let's make this full width. We can also call this as, I don't know, like menu BG or something. And then each column is like this. So this menu BG will make it full screen. So let's do 100 VH. And one more thing is, by default Elementor adds like padding like this. So if let's say add color to this one, then let's do color for this one, different color. Now obviously if you want to use image, you just have to select this image. But for this tutorial, let's just use a simple simple color for now, because all you simply need to do is select the image that you want to use. Now you could see there is like white spacing around here. So by default Elementor adds padding, so we can just make it 0. It is full screen. We can also make the gaps to be 0. And for each column, which is our each internal container, Before that, let's just give this one. So DM full nav to the menu bg container, and then DM nav column to all of this container which are inside for each column. Then next step is adding the text. So you could decide how you want to add the text, or it doesn't have to be just text. You could add anything, icon, button, lines, whatever you want. We also would make this to be like span or p, simply because if we use h1 h2, that is good, not good for SEO, right? And if you want, you could also make your menu bg have I guess navigation like this, so that it SEO knows that it is a navigation. Let's make it in center. Let's do some styling. Again, I'm not planning to focus on styling right now. So like home, let's just duplicate it. Before duplicating, let's just, let's select this one, DM menu text. Even if you use any image or anything, just make sure to give it the same CSS class, DM menu text one, like this, and do the styling how you want for all this stuff. So like for the menu, for tablet, we can do like this. And for this one, we can simply keep it like top to bottom. So we can actually select all of this container and select grow, so that it automatically tries to like take this empty size that is left like this. So now it would be like full screen, and obviously just style it however you want. I'm going to call this about, and then just add all the text. So now all you simply need to do is copy the same text, but this time what we are going to do is, instead of giving it DM nav text 1, we will give it 2. And for this code, I've only made till 5. So if you have 6 columns, this code would not work. It will only work for the first 5. So just keep that in mind. And we can simply just duplicate it. I'm not going to change all the text, okay? So just think that this is like accurate. For the third one, we'll call it 3, like this. Oops. 3, and let's duplicate it few more times. And then we can copy this and then also do the same for this one. And let's do 4 for this one, okay? And if you have different amount, you could simply do that. So if you look at this one, the way I have created is by adding like spacer. So you could see. So what I simply did was I created spacer, and again there are like multiple ways to do the same stuff. So it doesn't really have to be spacer. You could actually just add like the top padding and all. So it's your choice. And I think I just kind of eyeballed it until it looked nicer. Like this. So again, it's not perfect, but I think it would get the job done for now. And again, it's your choice how you want to proceed. Also, if you look at this one, I have created this DM menu text, and then this one too as DM menu text one. So again, we simply need to, let's say, just duplicate this one and call this as the navigation or something, and then add the divider like this. Make this white or something. Change the percentage, make it centered. And if you want a better thickness, then you could add a better thickness like this, and just add it for every single one of them and make sure the CSS is correct. So right now the CSS class is DM nav text one, so we also add this one, and then let's make this 0, and obviously add for all of them. I'm just not going to do that. It's because its main this video's main function is to show the functionality. Styling is up to you and your website. So in the menu bg at the end of everything, okay, so not after menu bg, but everything. So after your menu and after all of your elements, we will add the menu, because the code, because the code should only run after all our elements have been loaded. So I've already done all this, so let's just copy the code and paste it. You would see suddenly everything just disappeared. Let's publish and preview once. Click on it. It's actually getting behind all of this stuff. So let's do and give this menu BG like 9998, and our icon we can give it 9999. So it is above our menu BG. Let's click on it. It's not being on top, and the reason for that is because our header has been given 9999. So let's say if I make this like 1 2 3 4, you can see it looks annoying, right? Because this two stuff is popping up, and we only want our icon to be on top. So what we need to do is we can remove the what you call z index from the header and only add it to this one, and it should work. Now if I click on it, it pops up nicely. It's not scaling up. See, let's see why it's not scaling up. So the reason why it's not scaling up is because we have already given it, this is like 25%, right? Because there are 4 of them. And if I go and scroll down to my code, you could see DM nav column hover, the width has been set to 25%. It made sense around here because we only had, not this one, we had like 5 of them. So they were like 20% each, right? So all we simply need to do is change this to, let's say like 30, I guess. And you could see it starts working. It's also responsive. If you check in mobile, it would be responsive. So for the tablet, you could see we actually need to make this go from top to bottom like this, and then make each container like 100%. See if it shows or not, and you could see it works. Obviously do some padding and spacing correctly so that it looks nicer. Same for the mobile, so just do the padding and spacing so that it looks nicer. We click on it, and again, if the animation is not working, just update it and refresh your page. Another thing, if you can see, when I put my mouse over the screen, it turns into a bit darker one. It's available in this Elementor, so all we simply do is create a black background, same color in both of these, right? So black and black. We can actually make this 0 on normal, and on hover we can make it 0.5 opacity like this, or 0.2, maybe 0.5, sure. And you could see it turns darker. You could even do opposite, so like it is 0.5 by default, and then we are making it 0. So you could see, you could also do it this way. So it's up to your choice. You could see if I click on this and if I scroll, I'm just able to scroll right now. And we don't want to able to scroll when we are opening this one because our menu is static. So what we can do is, I will duplicate this HTML, and let's remove one of the code, and we will replace it with different code which would be in description. It's this no scroll code, and I will simply paste it. So you could actually name it like no scroll code or something, and it will stop the scrolling when we have opened it, but it is only for sticky version, not for sorry, it is only for static version and not for sticky version. So if you are using sticky version, do not do this. Select this code, and then if you scroll down, you could see I have parented two of this commented two of this stuff. If you remove this double slash like this, it basically activates this code. And if I publish now, and if I click on it, you could see now I'm not able to scroll. You could see, and this slide scrolling is because of this top bar. It would not be for live page. So that is how we can remove scrolling if we are using for static one. Now let's create a sticky version, but remember, for sticky version we do not use the no scroll code. So what you could simply do is we can just add the comments again so that it does not use this code, or you could simply remove this code also completely. So the reason why we are not able to add like a 9999 z index here, and then like 10,000 z index here, because this is a parent, right? So any element inside of this is child of this header container. Anything that is added in parent actually like overrides overrides the stuff in here. So what we can do is we can simply say that this icon or this hamburger icon is not a part of this container. And for that, we simply need to like copy this and then paste it outside and then delete this one. Okay. I'm just going to hide my menu PG like this. And then we can actually just do is, now this is for sticky version, remember, okay? So all we simply need to do is this, get this our icon. We can also type it like icon or something. Select it, choose, before that, let's make our header fixed, position fixed. If you have Elementor Pro, just try to do motion FX sticky and keep this icon inside of this and see if it works. For some cases it works, some cases it not, and I don't know why. Let's select this, let's do position, sorry, for our header, let's do position fixed, add some Z index. And now it is on top of everything like this. We will now check our icon like this, make this position fixed, make this on the right, make this like, I guess 25. And then in our header, we can simply just add some padding on the right side, something like this. So you could see what we are doing. We are creating header in different container and our icon in different container. This allows us to add like just specific value to our icon, and obviously remove the size of like all of the stuff like padding and all of this container, else it would create like small space. So make sure to remove or make everything 0, else it would be taking like small pixels, like 20 pixels of size. But if you make everything 0, no space would be taken. And now if I scroll down, you could see even though this is not part of the header, we are still able to scroll it nicely. You can see it works nicely. If I click on it, it also does nicely. So keep in mind your Z index of the icon should be highest, then the second highest should be of this stuff, and the third highest should be your header container. So all we simply did for fixed one is we created a header in different container, our icon in different container, and our menu BG in different container. So yeah, that's all for this video. If you find any issues with it, and again anything else, you could just comment it or message me on Instagram or my email. So if you want to get it for paid, you could actually get it for just $5. And again, I'm going to add more menus for in this one. So even if you purchase it now and it says 7 and I update it later to like 9, 10, then you would still be able to get it in future without paying anything extra. So yeah, that's all. Goodbye.